We have an interesting chat coming up with a young diver named Luke. But before we continue, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. That way, you'll get to know when new content comes out first. We really do value your support. Let's get started. So it's Craig and Jim from the Dive Line, and we have a really special guest with us today. I'd like to make a big warm welcome to Luke Evans. Welcome, Luke.
Hi.
How you doing?
Luke, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Excellent.
So we invited you to come and join us because we feel that so many young people are missing out by not experiencing the joys of scuba diving. It's no good a couple of old crusty blokes like us telling us and your peers how good it is. So we thought you'd be able to do that much better than we ever could. So that's the point of today, to have a little chat about scuba diving. Jim, do you want to start?
Yeah, so obviously you're 14 years old now, Luke, aren't you?
Yeah.
When did you actually start scuba diving? Was it from the standard 8 years old?
Well, I started snorkeling like around Anglesey when I was 3 or 4. And then I think I did Sassy in Grand Cayman when I was 5.5.
Wow.
Can't remember what else I did. Oh yeah, I did Bubble Maker in the Blue Planet Aquarium with like the little sharks in the little tank.
Fantastic.
And then I did my SEAL team at 8 in can't remember where I did that. But
Somewhere exotic.
Somewhere exotic, yeah.
So perhaps for those that don't know, Luke, we should explain that you just mentioned Bubble Maker. That is an entry-level PADI course that one would traditionally do in a swimming pool, and I think that's from 8 years old that you can do the Bubble Maker course. But you mentioned that you actually did the Bubble Maker course not long after your 8th birthday in a shark tank or an aquarium with sharks in it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, talk about in at the deep end.
Straight in.
And what was that like? I mean, that must have, were you nervous at all? Were you excited? Bit of both?
A bit of both, but probably towards the more excited side, because I've seen my mum and my dad always like talking about it and seen it in the magazine and everything. And I just wanted to kind of be involved.
Yeah. Okay, so then you took your SEAL team after that.
Yeah.
So that's from 8 years old as well. So you get to do lots of little missions in that, don't you?
Yeah, I think we did some pool. We did most of the stuff was in the pool, but then we were actually allowed to go on the reef, which was quite fun. And there was loads of different things, like the first time I've ever been in the ocean, which was quite a cool experience.
Yeah, I mean, diving in the ocean and in the seas is far better than a swimming pool or an inland lake, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot better.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the North Wales and the Anglesey area. That's the sort of the nearest coast to where you live, Luke?
Probably isn't actually, it might be, yeah. Yeah, it's the nearest to where we are.
So pre-lockdown earlier this year and the whole summer, none of us were diving, but did you get to dive on the coast pre-COVID, and have you dived since COVID has opened us up again?
Since COVID, I have done a dive in Treorder Bay, which is one of the bays on Anglesey that me and my dad did. And I think that was my first dry suit dive as well.
Oh,
so that
cool.
was good.
Excellent. So how many dives have you done now then, Luke? You've obviously done a few. You've just started your dry suit. How many in total do you think you've done so far?
I think it's like 57, 58, maybe. Don't know.
Wow, more than me.
Catching up, yeah, that is fantastic. So
Yeah.
before you started with the dry suit, obviously you were in a wetsuit initially. How do you find the difference? How are you getting on with the dry suit, Luke?
Well, the dry suit's a bit bigger than a wetsuit, and I wouldn't say it's like hard to move around in. It's mainly the same. But I guess when you're like ascending and descending, you have to think about the different valves and like tilting to release some of the air. So it's a bit more to think about, but not that much more. So
Well, you look like you've been doing really well. I mean, I've seen a video of your first trip up to Cape and Ray, some photographs, and going through that aeroplane, right in the centre of that aeroplane.
yeah,
Your buoyancy looked pretty good. If you'd only done sort of 2 or 3 dives in a dry suit, it looked pretty awesome to me.
yeah,
Did you enjoy it in Cape and Ray?
yeah. It was really fun.
Yeah,
'Cause-
your dad seems to know his way around, doesn't he?
Well, he said he didn't, and then when he got there, he does know his way around. So
I know. It's all just a facade. He knows exactly what he's doing.
yeah.
So, Luke, if you had to, or if you were chatting to one of your friends, a non-diver, and you had to tell them, explain to them what you've experienced or what diving's like from the coastal you've done and the inland dive site at Cape and Ray, what would you say to them?
Well, it's quite hard to explain diving. It's kind of like being in space, I guess, because you feel weightless and like, especially if the water's really clear, you feel like you're just floating in the air.
I think that's a great way of explaining it. That being able to move in 3 dimensions, but with just floating is the way I would explain it as well.
And in like some countries, you don't have to go deep because some people don't want to go deep. In some countries, you can be in about 5-6 meters of water, and you still get the same like type of animals and the reefs and everything, and some wrecks as well.
And that's it, isn't it? I mean, it's the things that you see and the different locations you can go to. It's just incredible. From a little crab maybe to sharks, like you're saying, in a tank there. I mean, it's incredible, isn't it?
And it also can like range from different things on different dives. So you could go to some place and there'd be maybe like 2 fish, and then the next day you go and there's like a whole reef there. It just like on the tides, I guess.
Yeah, and there's no 2 dives are the same, are they? They're always different. You'll always see something new. So what's your favourite? Is it wildlife? Is it wrecks? Which way do you think you're heading?
I'm probably in the middle because I like my wrecks, but I also like seeing the wildlife. So I guess I'm a middleman.
Yeah, so find a reef with loads of a wreck with loads of fish on it.
Yeah.
Get the best of all worlds there. So Luke Evans, your surname, Luke, is quite well known in the dive industry, and we've mentioned him a couple of times. Tell everyone who your dad is and what he does.
My dad's name is Mark Evans, and he is the owner, or one of the owners, and editors-in-chief of Scuba Diving magazine, and dives as well.
Well, yeah. You won't have had a lot of choice about your hobbies, I guess. I know you do lots of hobbies, don't you? And we'll get onto that in a moment. But I think diving was always going to be something that you had to do.
Yeah, I had to do it.
Like we said, you do lots of different things, don't you? So I've got a list here. So you drive your own little rib, and we got some pictures of these. You do martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
What martial art is it that you do?
Taekwondo.
Okay, and how far up are you? Are you a black belt yet?
I'm getting my black belt very soon.
Oh wow! I wish I'd have been nicer to you now. I'm scared now. So mountain biking, scuba diving, everything. So you're a bit of an action man, really, aren't you? So which one's your favourite? Without us preempting it, which one is it?
It's probably scuba diving. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the one that you get the most excitement from and the most thrill from doing?
Yeah.
You obviously get the opportunity to read through the magazines. Dad clearly must have them at home. Looking at all of the destinations, what's on your bucket list, Luke? Where have you looked at and thought, I want to go there? Take me there, Dad.
Well, I really want to go to Egypt to see the thistlegorm.
Yes.
that's probably one of my favorite dives that I always keep asking Dad about, and he keeps saying like you have to be a bit older. I keep saying I want to go there now.
Yeah, you'll love the Thistlegorm. Jim and I have both dived the Thistlegorm, and it is my favourite wreck ever. I'm not sure if it's Jim's, but yeah, there's just so much to see.
Also, this is like kind of one of the newest ones, is the Bikini Atoll, where there's a big aircraft carrier. I really want to go dive that because it's like, I guess it's like an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, you don't see many of them underwater, do you?
No.
God.
Yeah, so with all these sports that you do and all these thrills that you've got from your mountain biking and scuba diving, we both think that you should be, you probably start auditioning for James Bond the early years. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'll try.
I think you make a better go of it than me or Craig.
So, Luke, let me ask you a question about your buddies at school and at martial arts club and the other places you go that don't dive. Do you ever get to chat to them about diving and tell them what it's like? And does it ever come up?
Yeah, a few times, like at school, because I'm the only one in my school who dives.
Yeah, that's the trouble. That's why Jim and I really wanted to have a chat with you, because it's something that, you know, if only other people your age could see how fantastic it was, and we're able to tell them. But as I said right at the top of this, no good Jim and I, a couple of old crusty geezers, telling them. It needs to be you telling them how fantastic it is.
Yeah. I guess I mention it quite a lot with like my friends and the group of friends that I have in school. And when I go to like martial arts and stuff, it gets mentioned quite a lot when like we're talking in between breaks and stuff.
And what sort of things do you say to your friends and other people about the diving? Are they, when you say it to them as well, are they quite interested in what you're saying?
Some of them are. Like I say about like where I've been, like what I've seen and everything, and like trying to get them interested. And a couple of them have actually done a try dive because I was saying about it.
When you're trying to tell people about scuba diving, they think all it is just going under the water, you're swimming around, and it's heavy gear, and it's horrible, and it's visibility isn't great, and it's cold, and you know, as scuba divers, and as you found out, it's not like that at all, is it?
No.
Dad's got into his underwater photography. He has done for many years. Are you sharing any of the pictures on your own Facebook pages? Like, for example, that one that Jim mentioned earlier with you inside the aircraft at Cape and Ray?
I'm going to start. I need Dad to send me some of the pictures, and I'll start putting it on like my Instagram and some other places, and like on my YouTube channel, which I'm going to get started up when Dad comes home.
That's the best way to share experiences with non-divers, I think, is that, you know, if you've got photos of you doing it, enjoying it, and you can share those on your Instagram, you know, everyone can see what it's all about. You don't need to say very much then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I believe you've made the cover of this month's magazine, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, we have got a picture of that as well. I'll put that up. Or we'll put that up afterwards. But yeah, you've made the cover of the Scuba Diver magazine.
Fantastic! What an achievement!
Yeah,
brilliant. Well, you know, Jim and I are really pleased that you came on and had a chat. And I don't have many regrets in my life, but the one regret I do have is that I didn't start diving when I was your age. And everyone that gets to my age looks back and think, oh, if only I could have been doing this for much longer, eh, Jim?
No, absolutely. I mean, I didn't take it up until I was 40. So, you know, only a year ago. But yeah, I wish I'd have done it when I was much, much younger, you know, and turned it into a career probably.
Yeah. You won't realise, Luke, how lucky you are until another few years yet. And you'll look back and you think, wow, I started young.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, like Craig said, well, thank you ever so much, Luke. I mean, hope we can speak to you again soon. Yeah, and we'll share some more pictures, and we'll do some more bits and pieces with you.
Yeah, more importantly, we look forward to the opportunity to be able to come out and dive together.
Yeah,
I think we've got something planned for the winter up at Cape and Ray with your dad. So we will see you soon, and we'll have a hot chocolate or something. Can't have a beer, not yet.
Not yet.
Fantastic. Thank you for coming on. Thanks for the chat, Luke, and we look forward to catching up with you in the future.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget, please hit the subscribe button, give us a like, and we love to hear your comments. We do answer every one. We look forward to seeing you again very soon.